Hi guys, this is the complete golf swing guide and we've now moved to setup. How we stand to the golf ball for our best production of power, balance, consistency. They're the big things we want from a setup. If you're new to the series, I'm going to do a full series. This is going to cater for new golfers coming into the game and also established golfers to kind of jump in and out of chapters to help keep improving their game. We did the overview, we've done the hold of the golf club, and now we move into the setup. All of the videos available for the full series are up in the eye here in the corner, so you can check out every single video. Setup. Now this is a very interesting one, because setup, again, a bit like the hold, is unlike anything else in the world. You never stand to anything else like you would do at golf. And this is where a lot of players feel very uncomfortable at first, because it is so bizarre and so different. When you first set up to a golf ball, I think the best explanation for a lot of players that I coach say, is that right? That feels weird. That feels too bizarre. And they're almost self-conscious about it. But actually when then they see themselves in the video or the mirror or even film themselves, they go, yeah, you know what? I actually look like every other golfer that's out on the golf course. Because one of the big things in setup when we stand to the golf ball is how pronounced we lean over and push our bum out. Really, no other sport in world do we stand more like this. Leant over, bottom stuck out, chest forward, kind of athletic, but also relatively structured. So I'm going to go through the whole setup so you've got an idea. We've already done the hold. Again, if you want to get to that, you can jump in the eye in the corner, you can get to hold. Setup. For me, setup's the biggest thing for consistency and power. If we can get the setup going, we are on for a winner. And what I would always do around setup is start with the golf club head. Get the golf club head directly behind the ball, aiming at our target. So aiming at the flag here right in front of me. From that now, we've got the basics. This is the main important thing. We want that golf club to hit the ball consistently. And this is why we've got to go set up with the club first. From that, then take your hold, which we've done in the video previously. And as we come to approach the golf ball now, what I'd like you to aim to do is lean over with the upper body so that your arms hang naturally and relaxed. So as I'm leaning my body forward, my bottom gets stuck backwards. This is the weird bit for a lot of players. My bum is being pushed backwards and I'm letting my arms hang naturally. And if I was to draw a line from my shoulder down, my arm is dead straight down. If I stand with my bottom maybe not so far out, how do my arms hang? My arms can't hang naturally. If they hang naturally, they get too close to my body. If I lean over too far, well, natural then gets really far out, but you'll soon figure out you're probably too low to the golf ball then. So I don't often see anybody lean over too far. The one that I would see a lot is players don't lean over enough. And it's got to be from the middle of the body. It bends over, the bum gets stuck back, and the body stays straight, but tilted over. From that position then, when we've got our arms hung naturally, we can then look at taking the stance. And as we look at the stance, this is a good thing for balance and power. We mentioned in the summary of the golf swing guide, is that the swing is a rotational circle around the body created by turning the torso, turning the shoulders and the hips. And to get the most production out of that, we've got to take the stance that's going to allow us to turn. We want to get a stable enough base to allow the body to rotate and to maximize its power. If we go too narrow, that's hard. Much harder for me to turn. I almost can't turn my hips. If I go wide, the same problem actually happens, weirdly enough. If I go really wide, my hip again cannot really rotate. So as a general recommendation, and everybody will be different in this, I want you to get a wide enough stance to feel like it's catering for the same width as your shoulders. It's almost the same width as your shoulders, that feels comfortable and stable. They're the big ones for me. As long as your feet are the same width as your shoulders, we want to be comfortable and stable. On that as well, we don't ideally want to favour either foot, not with an iron, not with a middle iron shot. We want to stay very 50-50 in our weight position. Not too much to the right, not too much to the left. So as I set up to the golf ball now, club behind the ball first, very important, aiming at the target. Then we're going to take the stance, and to be fair, the stance or the leaning of the body first, it's up to you. I'm leaning my upper body forward, I'm sticking my bottom out, my arms are hung naturally, and I want you to now, for this last bit, feel relaxed. And this, for many people, is hard. Because at first, this is such an odd position. I can't emphasise that enough. A lot of golfers, new golfers, when they stand like that, they're like, hold on, that's ridiculous, I look like an idiot. Well, you don't, just golfers in general look like idiots when they're stood like this. But it doesn't look like an idiot. You look athletic, you look powerful, you look like a serious golfer. So what I want you to do from that position is just relax, take the tension out of your body, and then once you feel comfortable, rotate the torso and hit. You're rotating the torso and you're hitting the shot through. You're not trying to do anything different. You're not trying to change the golf swing too much. You're keeping relaxed. You're keeping consistent. I want you to practice that setup because the setup is one of the key factors for consistency. It's so key, it's untrue. If we end up changing too much factors, well then we're not going to be quite as consistent as we'd like to be. So really change, really work on that setup as much as you can. One last point on setup is where the ball position goes in relation to the feet. So I'm just using a middle iron here, which is a 9-iron actually, so a more lofted iron. From pitching wedge, and if you're pretty new to golf, from pitching wedge to 8-iron, you want the golf ball to be absolutely in the middle of your stance, right underneath your chest. As you go into a slightly longer golf club, like a 7-iron, I'll move that ball out of the way, we can go a touch further forward of the chest. As we go longer, 6-iron, 5-iron, and now we're moving into our woods. 3-iron and then driver. 3 wood then driver. So driver is much more, I'm trying to get the camera angle correct, is much more inside the left foot, where the more lofty golf clubs are more in the middle of the stance. And that's just a simpler idea. There are more in-depth ways of doing that, but just as a simple idea, that's going to work perfectly for you. So with the 9-iron here, I'm going to go middle of the stance. Trying to get my angle correct. Rotate, turn, and hit. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to make this so simple, but also very informative. Like the video. If you're new to my channel, hit subscribe. You can check out all of the other videos up here in the eye in the corner. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. We're going to talk more about backswing next time.